Yes, we are live. Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. We are here. Euro 2024 is upon us. And you know what we do here at United View? When it's an international tournament, we obviously, look, you're going to get your Manchester United stuff. You're going to get your transfer news. You're going to get your pre-season stuff. You're going to get your tour. But we also give you something a little bit extra, which is these international tournament watch-alongs, and that means a new intro, a custom intro. Yes, there was one for the World Cup in Qatar, and now there's one for Euro 2024 here in Germany as well. So yes, big up to Just Josh Media, graphics guru, visual ninja. Of course, you know him. That's what he does. That's what he does. He always creates the special stuff, and there you saw it right there. So big up to everyone that's joining in. I'm really excited for this. Really enjoyed it last time doing the watch-alongs and match views for the Qatar World Cup. It's going to be the case this time around. We're going to be doing them for quite a few matches. Near enough every day you're going to have at least a match view with myself screaming at the top of my lungs watching football. We'll be on a bit of player watch. We'll be on a bit of Manchester United, I guess future player watch and existing player watch. So today, Scott McTominay. Yes, we're going to be watching him. He starts for Scotland, and possibly, you never know, might be looking at some future players for Manchester United as well. So big up to everyone that's joining in. Be sure to click the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As I mentioned, don't worry about Man United stuff going on hold or anything like that. That's not going to be the case whatsoever. Tomorrow we're still going to have some transfer news. I think I'm going to be doing Spain-Croatia tomorrow too. Of course, Sunday, I'll be doing England playing against Serbia. Plus, I think there's another game that I'm going to do on Sunday too. So this festival of football starts right now. Kickoff is just over 15 minutes time. There's going to be like the opening ceremony, whatever that really means. But I'm excited, and I hope you are excited too. Do have the team news that's in. Of course, we'll start off with the host, Germany. They've named the following lineup. Julian Nagelsmann has named the following lineup. In goal, you've got Manuel Neuer. The back four of Kimmich, Rudiger, Tah, and Mittelstadt. You've got Andrich and Cruz as the midfield. Of course, Toni Kroos. His final football matches before retiring from football permanently in general, not just international football, retiring from football. This is going to be, it could be, 3 more matches left? Could be several more matches left. We shall see how far Germany do go in the tournament. In front of them, you've got Ilkay Gundogan, of course, of Barcelona, formerly of Manchester City. Musiala and Wirtz outside of him, and then Kai Havertz up front in possibly a false 9 role. When it comes to Scotland, they're playing a bit of a back 3, back 5. Might look a bit quite a lot different out of possession too. Maybe like a 4-5-1, something like that. In goal, they've got Gunn, they've got Porteous, Hendry, and Tierney as the back 3. Ralston and Robertson as the wing backs. McTominay and McGregor in midfield. Scott McTominay, Manchester United Scott McTominay, I must say, in midfield. In front of them, they've got Christie and McGinn, and Che Adams is up front. So get your predictions in, get your thoughts in. I'm just seeing right now that the atmosphere inside the Allianz Stadium, which is where this match is taking place at the Allianz Stadium, Bayern Munich's, of course, home stadium. I think, despite it being a home match for Germany, I think there's a real argument to be made there might be more Scottish fans there. That is, the atmosphere just before kickoff, it must be said, just before kickoff has been electric inside that stadium, and it's a lot of the Scottish fans making a lot of noise. So this is really, really exciting. I mean, in terms of a prediction, an expectation, you would think it's going to be Germany probably win, but this is not the Germany that you maybe associated maybe a decade or so ago, the German side that won the 2014 World Cup. It's not that. The last 3 tournaments, they've been, to put it bluntly, rubbish. They've really, really struggled. They struggled at the World Cup in Qatar. Obviously, we knocked them out. England knocked them out at Euro 2021, and they were not, or 2020, they were not very good then. They've just kind of struggled in general, as I mentioned, for a while. But being a home tournament, there is always an expectation there. So we shall see what indeed they do. Let's see what people are saying here in the chat at the moment. That's what's fun with these international watch-alongs. They're a bit looser. They're not as stressful as they are like with Man United or what have you. So get your thoughts in. Get your super chats in. There should be, I mean, I don't know if these will be working. We'll see in just a second. There should be pop-ups when super chats come in too. Whether or not that actually does happen still, we shall see. I think so. But we'll see how that one plays out. Red Baron with the first super chat of the evening says, I heard this Charles guy was obsessed with John McGinn. Well, look, John McGinn's a good player. I am a fan of John McGinn. He's been linked to Manchester United a couple of times, which I think is a bit of a stretch. But I think, I think that's a bit much, to be honest. As the opening ceremony takes place at the Allianz Stadium. Just a lot of dancing, really, isn't it? To be honest with you, just quite a lot of dancing and all that. So, that's fun. That's always fun. But appreciate you, Red Baron. Red Baron also says, I've got Germany in sweepstakes. Big up Steffi Jenks in the chat too. Tywin says, I need Scotland to win. There you go. These pops up. So as you can see via Red Baron's generous super chat there. If you do get super chats in, they will pop up, as is the case usually with lots of other match views that we do here on United View. Dean says, hello, Owen, and everyone. Opening ceremonies have been cut short lately. Remember USA 94, the ceremony was 3 hours. Was that the case? My goodness me. All I remember with the opening ceremony in the US is Diana Ross missing the penalty when she was singing, and she had to take a shot at goal, and then the goal opened up and she carried on singing and danced all the way through, and she missed. She dragged it wide, which is still hilarious, to be honest. So yeah, I did enjoy that one. Tywin says, I've got money on France. Wow. I mean, how can you not be excited for, again, international football tournament? I know that I always am. It is a bit weird. It does feel like maybe it's just me, because I've been so focused on Manchester United recently. Maybe you're different. But I do feel like this one's kind of snuck up, shall I say, maybe? I don't know if you agree with that one. It feels like it has, kind of snuck up on me a little bit. Maybe I'll be be even more excited once England play on Sunday. Maybe I won't, to be honest, with how Gareth Southgate sets up his teams. But I mean, what I love, and I always think this is kind of the case, to be honest with you, opening matches, they can sometimes be a bit flat. They can sometimes be not too great. I really like it when the tournament gets going, you get into the stage where it's 3 games a day. Wake up, get the remote, TV, boom, on all day, watch the game. That's when I like it. But this, with this opening game, Germany, Scotland, I suppose it has the potential to be a monumental upset. I remember I did the opening game for the Qatar World Cup. What was it? Was it Qatar versus Ecuador? I think they lost. It was, to be honest, a very drab game. Very, very drab game. I'm trying to think of some other opening tournament matches. I remember, was it the Brazil World Cup? Brazil versus, was it Croatia? Which I think eventually Brazil won, but they went 1-0 down. I think it was an own goal, maybe. But yes, also let me get your predictions in for who's going to win the whole thing in the chat. If I had to predict, I mean, my prediction, I've mentioned it a few times here on the channel on shows recently. My prediction for who's going to go the whole way is Portugal. Portugal is my prediction. But I will be honest, my prediction is not based on a lot of reading of the possible pathways. Because the pathways are quite important too, aren't they? I mean, you've looked at England get quite far in some other competitions under Gareth Southgate, primarily because, in my opinion anyway, because it all depends on your pathway to the final or to a semi-final or something like that. I remember the World Cup in 2018. My goodness me, what a pathway we had. Who did we have to play? Colombia, Sweden, and eventually we ended up with Croatia in the semi-finals. So that's an important factor to consider too, I think. Hassan says, Owen got the snacks ready and the footy on, and United View cracking combo. You can't get much better than that. I mean, I think you've kind of nailed it there, Hassan. What have we got here? Also, Vera says, come on, Scotty. Tywin says, I used to cheer for England a lot, even when I'm not even from England. But after the golden generation, I don't feel the same connection to the England team as I had under Becks and them lot. Yeah. I mean, I don't subscribe to... I've been seeing a lot of the pundits' predictions, and I was listening to the coverage on ITV before this game started. And there is a lot of, England expectation, is it now or never? I really don't consider us the favourites, to be honest. I mean, I felt that we were possibly the favourites at the last Euros because it was for, all intents and purposes, apart from one game. It was a home game for us, playing at Wembley, every other game apart from one. We got a bit of luck with, bigger teams like France going out to Switzerland, I think it was. But I just don't see us as a favourite this time around. I just see better sides than us. I do. Again, I look at Portugal, I look at France. I don't know if I subscribe much to the Netherlands being strong. They've had a few people drop out. There's Andrew Robertson of Liverpool in the tunnel, looking focused. As focused as can be, anyway. I mean, it must be the pressure. I mean, like sometimes when you're watching football and then you just think to yourself, you go, think of the pressure. You think of the pressure. Playing in the opening match at a major tournament and the world truly is watching. You've got to have nerves of steel. You really do. Ilkay Gundogan, is he the captain for Germany? It makes sense. He was previously the captain for Manchester City. Treble-winning captain, of course. Scored those goals against us in the FA Cup final last year. They could have done with him this year, couldn't they? Definitely. Toni Kroos, final month as a professional player. And they're just bringing the trophy out to the pitch here. As we wait for the teams to emerge. Oh, great. I've got to listen to Sam Matterface's commentary for an hour and a half. But here we go. Come on. Ready to get this game going. And to be fair, I do have a few people that I know from Germany. And the expectation, I mean, maybe you can let me know in the chat if you're from Germany too. Or even in, sort of around the area. The expectation is a bit strange, I think, this time around. I think previously, for German teams in tournaments, there's a high expectation, of course, winning the World Cup 4 times. I think they won the Euros 3 times. So, I mean, obviously hugely successful. But at the same time, again, given their recent performances, and I don't just mean in terms of tournaments. I mean, obviously, they changed managers. Hansi Flick, they changed to Julian Nagelsmann. I don't know what the expectation is. I think maybe it's a little bit lower than maybe it was previously. As we're just having a minute's applause here for Beckenbauer. Ilkay Gundogan stands in the tunnel, ready, looks very composed. I mean, we played Scotland in the last Euros, didn't we, of course? And we drew. And they were celebrating that, and then they went out. Let me turn the volume up for myself. I mean, this is, to be honest, it's a bit of a difficult one for me because traditionally, obviously in football terms, England, fierce rivals with Scotland, fierce rivals with Germany. So it's like watching a Liverpool-Man City game or something like that. But I wouldn't be opposed to a Scotland upset, I wouldn't be opposed to a Scotland upset just because it'd be nice to shake up the competition a little bit, wouldn't it? It would be nice to kind of shake things up like that. That would be fun. But if I had to predict, Vera says my prediction, I think Germany 3-0, maybe, I'd go for. Something along those lines. But they were strong in qualification, Scotland. And here's, see if they can make history here, if they can cause an upset. Teams emerge from the tunnel. Let's have a look at that Euros ball. I remember the European Championship ball that stands out to me the most. I don't know if you guys remember this one. Euro 2004. And which that was in Portugal, wasn't it? I think. Euro 2004. And it was silver. It was a silver ball. I had that. I bought that one as a kid. Obviously, there's been lots of talk about that 20 years ago. You know, the arrival of Wayne Rooney, game against France, which I remember watching it live when I was younger, and I blocked it out by memory until I saw some highlights from it the other day, and it just made me pissed off once again, because I thought, Steven Gerrard in the last few minutes of that is a disgrace. Passing the ball back. As we wait for the national anthems. First, from Scotland, the Flower of Scotland. I'm not going to sing it, obviously. That would be quite ridiculous. But there is a large Scottish contingent inside the Allianz Arena this evening. They're not going to suffer for a lack of support, put it that way. And all the Scottish players are belting it out at the moment. Now, this is the first time that Scotland have travelled outside of the UK for an international tournament since France 98, according to my research I did earlier on today. So it's been a long time coming for Scotland. Of course, as I mentioned, they were at the last Euros, but first time travelling for a long time. I tell you now, Fleck, he's not even here, but I'm telling you, if Scotland score, that even though it's going to largely German contingent crowd there being at home, that stadium will be rocking. Absolutely rocking. No doubt about it. And here comes the national anthem of Deutschland. Then you start doing the whole who was singing louder. They start going, who was singing louder? That's one of the things I do like about international football, by the way, is the national anthems. You know, I get, when some people have quite punchy ones. Some, of course, like Spain, don't have any words in theirs. It's just music. I remember the World Cup with Brazil. They really go for it. I mean, proper. They turn the music off towards the end and absolutely bow out. Julian Nagelsmann there. He's got to have a record for like the youngest German manager of all time, surely. Nagelsmann. You could forget again. He's been around for ages. He's only 36. There are players in that team probably older than him. But here we go. We are, 60 seconds away, folks. 60 seconds away from Euro 2024 Germany kicking off. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're going to have a festival of football. Which basically, from now until the end of next season, we're going to have football all the time, basically, here on United View, because we're going to have, obviously, all the Euros. That's going to go into pre-season tour. You know, when the Euros finishes a month today, July 14th, I think the next day, Manchester United have a pre-season fixture. Yeah, pre-season fixture the next day. I think it's against Rosenborg. So there's going to be no gap now. No gap. Going into the season. Hey, this is exciting stuff. So now's the time to subscribe if you haven't already. Road to 170,000 subscribers. We're currently at 169,190. Maybe we'll get to 169,200 by the end of this stream. But lots of excitement in the chat. And I hope it's a good game. As we wait for kickoff. Obviously, it's not a hard 8 o'clock. They're still, when you can sort of go, wow, it's 8 o'clock kickoff-ish. It could be a little bit, a little bit later. Manuel Neuer in goal. But obviously they got the false nine, Kai Havertz. He had a very good season with Arsenal. Slow start, but very good season. For Scotland, I can get that team up on the screen actually, right there. There you go. That's the team for Scotland. A back three, back five. You know, they'll get behind the ball, try and hit them on the counter-attack, make things difficult, certainly, for Germany. Once again, the German side right there. Manuel Neuer, Kimmich, Rudiger, Tah, Mittelstadt, Andrić Cruz, Musiala, Gundogan, Wirtz, Havertz. So, obviously the favourites, the home nation. But can Scotland cause an upset? It would certainly kick this tournament off with a bang, wouldn't it? Scott McTominay, look, he scored goals for Manchester United this season. Important ones. Much as the criticism as he gets. Without his goals this season, we might have been in a bit of trouble. There's not, well, more trouble than we were already in. Can McTominay... I'm telling you now, if there's going to be a player for Scotland scores tonight, it's going to be McTominay. He's a big game scorer. That's what Scott McTominay does. It's what he's always done. I recognise that referee. Here we go. It's about to kick off. And we're off. Euro 2024 is underway. Germany versus Scotland. And a long ball forward. Oh, ball's ricocheting around all over the place. And then it's cleared. Got a couple, actually, member chaps already. Got Ali McCoist on commentary, which is an absolute godsend. I'm a big Ali fan. Lucas Chan's been a member for 23 months. Says, hello, Owen. I just want to say, great transfer view shows in the morning. What are you drinking today? I want to have an iron brew for Scotty. I don't actually have a drink next to me, but I am a big fan of iron brew. I think it's an acquired taste, but I am a big fan of iron brew. Big up Lucas Chan, all the way from Canada. My style advisor says, my favourite stream, an Owen solo watch along. Big up, Owen. Thank you very much, my style advisor. And we need to have talks. I need to be more advised when it comes to my style. I feel like it's slacking. But big up to you and big up to all of the members. Ball in over the top. Oh, nearly straight away. Is he offside? Angus Gunn caught upon very quickly there. I think he was offside. There goes just a ball from Rudiger over the top. Yeah, he is offside. Scotland hold their line fairly well. I think it's Kieran Tierney just about steps up in time. Angus Gunn made the save. But he was offside. Of course, we've got semi-automated offside in this European Championship. Going to be coming into the Premier League next season. Thank Lord. VAR is also active too. But 90 seconds in, already a bit of action. There's Angus Gunn, kicks the ball up the pitch long. Oh, there's a stickometer. I don't really know too much about this as well in terms of the technology. We'll see what happens with it. Here we go again. Musiala on the edge of the box. Ooh, good defending. It's from Porteous and it's cleared. Actually, what I've got to do. I forgot when I do these streams. I need my cheat sheet for numbers. If you've got to do actual like proper commentary, you need to see the players in front of you and the numbers. It's like actually being on the gantry. There we go. There is Nagelsmann. He's always a very well-dressed manager, isn't he? Long throw by Scotland. Header. Goes down to Wirtz, who's had a brilliant season with Bayer Leverkusen. By all accounts, his value, Leverkusen value Wirtz at over 100 million quid. Had been linked to a lot of clubs, but doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere. They're going to do their very best to keep as many players as they can, Leverkusen. Been able to keep their manager, Xabi Alonso, despite strong interest from Bayern Munich, Liverpool and others. That's a long throw by Scotland. A flick on. Oh, McGinn was on the floor. He still managed to head it. Referee gives a foul. Foul by McGinn. It's Mittelstadt down on the ground. There's a foul. He knows what he's doing. McGinn definitely knew what he was doing there. Here come Germany again. Very quick. I mean, his game's got a hell of a pace to it, doesn't it? Oh, strength. That's a goal kick. Good defending by Kieran Tierney. Look at that. They're celebrating that already. You know how they're up for it. 3.5 minutes in, they're celebrating goal kicks. That's when you know you're in for a long 90. Yeah, good defending by Kieran Tierney. A lot of injury issues in his career. Bit of an expectation he could leave. He's still contracted to Arsenal, I think, isn't he? But I think the expectation is he's going to be leaving. Goal kick, though, to Scotland. Angus going with a big kick up the pitch. That's probably going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Rudiger heads it back to Manuel Neuer. That's who it was. Big up Starlord says Trossard is the ref. It's that referee again, isn't it? It's the referee that looks like Trossard. And which game did he ref? Was it Arsenal-Bayern? Or was it Arsenal? I think it might have been Arsenal-Porto, maybe, actually. It was Arsenal-Porto, I think, wasn't it? Here comes Germany again. There was a bit of a poor pass there by Andrich to Havertz, who had to stretch a little bit. Rudiger, what kind of misjudges that header? Che Adams, who's going to have a very difficult job this evening. There's Andrew Robertson, though. Rudiger claiming the throw-in. Doesn't get it. I mean, claimed for a while, didn't he? Referee took some time to give it. But I'm just trying to sort of see what the shape is going to be from Scotland. Because, of course, as I mentioned, they are playing a back 3/back 5, but there's a lot of speculation that could actually revert into a 4-5-1, perhaps. And Steve Clarke, good coach, very experienced coach. Long throw, headed away by Rudiger again. Flick on by McGinn. I thought that was a foul. Referee's not really interested, and here comes Germany on the counter-attack. Oh, does really well. Really well. Hendry just shrugs him off. That's a couple of times already. Just use their strength. McGinn, good header. Holds it up. And now Scotland have a bit of the ball. McTominay, good pass. McGregor sweeps it out over to Robertson, which they're going to try to do. They're going to try and get it to Robertson as much as they can. It wasn't a bad pass. It was just a little bit heavy. Swept up by Manuel Neuer. There is a heck of an atmosphere in there. Proper. Yeah, the referee actually made the right call there. I thought there might have been a foul in that, but it wasn't really anything. It was a bit of a coming together. So yeah, just looking at this out of possession, there's 4 across the middle. So they're actually out of possession. They're more keeping. I mean, unless they're pushing up. Yeah, it is. I think out of possession, it's a 4-5-1. The 2 fullbacks drop back. McGregor and McTominay push up between Christie and McGinn. And they just sort of flood out the midfield. That's what they're doing. That's a good ball over the top there. Ilkay Gundogan, dangerous position on the edge of the box. Swept up, though, well by Andrew Robertson. Kimmich goes down, wants a foul. Referee's once again not interested. Jahone Wood says, Owen, I can hear the Scottish in your voice. No, I actually wish that I was, a little bit more, I had a bit more, what's the right word? A bit more variety, in my lineage, but I really don't. I just, I've got friends that are, like my best friend's half Scottish, but I don't, I got no variety. I'm just very boring English. Did that go out? Well, it didn't matter. He said he just took it anyway, did Florian Wirtz. And there come Germany again. That's Andrich. I mean, they'll want to try and get it to Kimmich. Good ball in. He aimed for Havertz. Hooked away by Scott McTominay. Kai Havertz is an interesting one because I think Nagelsmann, didn't he at one point play him as like a left wing back in one of his first games as the Germany head coach? This evening he's playing as the false 9, which he did quite a lot for Arsenal this season. That's a good pass by Toni Kroos. Mittelstadt, it's not the best corner. Bus cross, excuse me. If he'd have got a better call, Andrew Robertson, he could have maybe not flicked that out for a throw-in. But like this, thus far, Scotland will be very comfortable. That's a good pass, Tony Cruz. I mean, I know I'm gonna do this for 90 minutes. Every time Tony Cruz does a pass or touch the ball, I'm gonna sound like I'm proper glazing him. But I mean, just then, the ability to pass between the lines that he possesses is just so fantastic. And the fact that Man United could have had Tony Cruz, David Moyes, by all accounts, he insists that he had Tony Cruz wrapped up before he got sacked. And it was that Louis van Gaal said, no, we don't want him. We can only get players after they've been good, not before they've been good. And we actually had the opportunity to get him, and we didn't. Kimmich, good pass to Havertz. He sort of drifted out to Germany's right-hand side. Kimmich again supporting. Havertz. Gonna see if he can get any options. Not really any there. Goes out to Andrich. Once again, Tony Cruz. Forward pass. Just he's always trying to... Havertz went for a flick. He's always trying to pass forward into those spaces, into those gaps. Here he goes. Opportunity for Scotland to counter. Couldn't really do that, though. And again, this is going to be Scotland for 90 minutes. They are completely in their own half. Switch of play by Cruz. He slipped, but he still managed to get their pinpoint. Kimmich, edge of the box, Florian Wirtz! Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal straight away. And just like that, I mean, I thought Angus could have saved it for a second, but it's a goal. I think the keeper maybe should do better. Possibly should do better. We'll have another look at it. But it's a brilliant switch of play by Tony Cruz. And it comes out, edge of the box. Florian Wirtz just sort of sweeps across it. And I want to see this back because I think the goalkeeper might have a look and say, I maybe should do better. He gets a hand to it. I'm really interested to see this replay. But you can see here, once again, I said Tony Cruz. Tony Cruz. There you go. Little switch. Switch out there. Narrow midfield. So there's gaps outside to Kimmich. Kimmich then can pull it back. Right on the edge of the box. Kimmich. Keeper should do better. Keeper has to do better for me. Sweeps across. Nah. Keeper's got... You've got that much of your hand to it. Maybe a bit of a deflection. No. He's got to do better. Got to do better. That's poor. That's very unfortunate for Scotland because I think they're going to, in these kind of games where your back's against the wall for 90 minutes, you need your keepers to make big saves. And Gunn should do better. I mean, we've seen that this season with like an Andre Onana. And for me, as a goalkeeper, if you've got your hand to it that much, it's got to go wide. Disappointing. Very disappointing for Scotland, who I thought looked relatively compact and relatively good for 11 minutes here. But that's very poor. What other goalkeepers do they have? I think Xander Clark's their other goalkeeper. Plays for, I think, Hearts. But now, I mean, it's the perfect start for Germany, giving them a ton of momentum. But yeah, very poor. Ali McCoyce is, I think, doing his best not to go in on the goalkeeper, but he'll know. Got to do much better. Much, much better. What are people saying in the chat? Riri says that's on the keeper. Wrist is weak. Steffi Jenks says did no Nana. Dean says soft hand. Needs the Vaseline. Yeah. Spirit of Onana continues. Was a good move by Germany. I mean, fairly. Again, I think Scotland, they'd have been happy. They'd have been happy with how that played out. Switch, okay, on the edge of the box. Maybe someone can track the runner a bit better, but you expect your goalkeeper to save that. A big up Minna in the chat. Here comes Germany again. Havertz into the box, and Tierney manages to deal with that. JB says, Owen, why are you and KG doing separate streams? Because there's major beef, huge fallout. We're not on speaking terms ever again. He's leaving United View. No, it's just because it's his channel. That's always the case. That happened with the World Cup. I mean, Cage does loads of watch-alongs on his channel. I'd recommend subscribe. His stuff during AFCON was brilliant. It was really, really good during AFCON. Their run, Nigeria's run to the final and all that was so good. Big up KG. I think his channel might be in the video description below if you haven't subscribed already. Recently he hit 40k. Big up to him. Scotland lost the ball here. Musiala. Well, again, that's I think Scotland will be disappointed by, because they look. I think defensively they've actually looked all right. And then one shot on target, goal. There you go, Christie just been blocked off there. But literally, if you look at the stats, the first few minutes, I mean, 84% possession to Germany, one shot on target, one goal. That's it. That'll be the disappointing thing. And now, Germany can have complete control of the game. That's a throw into Scotland. Minna says, I accidentally put cayenne pepper on my goat meat and now I'm struggling to eat. Well, I for a while, you won't believe this because of my reluctance to get in the arena of spice. But for a while, I used to put cayenne pepper on my chicken quite a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. It was very tough to deal with. Because there's a very fine line I tend to find with cayenne pepper between just the right amount and too much, and that too much is not good. Not good. There you go. Nutmeg through the middle. Rudiger just steps forward, wins the ball back. Easy. Here's Toni Kroos again. You can't give him this kind of space. Someone needs to put at least some pressure on Toni Kroos, because every time he gets to the ball, he makes stuff happen. I mean, you saw it with Real Madrid this season in the big games in the Champions League. Already said it again tonight. You know, he switches the ball out, leads to the goal. It's just too good. He's going to try it again. I think he's seen the pass he was thinking about. Rudiger gives it back out to Toni Kroos again. To the centre circle. I think also what Scotland now have to do, after going 1-0 down after, 11 minutes, just stay in the game. Just stay in the game as long as you can. Keep it to 1-0. You know, try and get some counter-attacks, maybe get some set pieces. Just stay in the game as much as you can. Don't let the game get away from you. Because that's also the other part. You kind of forget this, don't you, with international football and major tournaments. That if you lose your first game, and because you tend to see this quite a bit actually, don't be shocked if you see lots of draws in the first game. Because what you do tend to find is there is just a sheer reluctance to, because if you lose, then you put yourself proper backs against the wall, right? We've got to win our next 2 games or we're out, you know. And sometimes they don't like to, you know, it's almost like the more risky play or the more better attacking play sometimes will come in the next, or in the second or third game or something. As Germany continue just to dominate the ball with ease. And now again, because they're 1-0 up, they can just take their time, wait for Scotland to come out, wait for some gaps, and play through. Show says Spain versus Croatia. Tomorrow got draw written all over it. Again, those kind of games, particularly the big games, particularly big games in the first match day, there'll always be a draw because they just don't want to lose and then put themselves in a bad position. I mean, this one, it's a bit different because Germany would have earmarked it. I mean, first of all, it's opening game and they're playing Scotland, so they're hardly going to play for a draw or anything like that. But Show's right, that one, it'll be very tight. And also, Spain, I remember, there you go, it's a ball through. Wirtz, that's better by gun. Better starting position, sweeps up. I remember Spain at the World Cup in 2022. They just couldn't score. I mean, Luis Enrique had them just passing the ball to death and just couldn't score. McTominay nearly wins it in the middle. But I will be doing that game tomorrow. I'll be doing Spain versus Croatia. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow, actually. I've got Spain versus Croatia. Straight after that, I've got Clash at the Castle, which is taking place in Glasgow. Good turn. Havertz, he's in. Cuts back onto his right foot. Gives it back. Musiala, 2-0. 2-0. He's absolutely smashed that home. 2-0. Just like that. It's easy. 2 shots, 2 goals for Germany. And this could get very embarrassing. This could get very embarrassing and very ugly for Scotland. I mean, 2 goals from those 2 young number 10s, Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala. That's a statement. And Steve Clark looks a bit... look at Gundogan's turn. It's brilliant. Gundogan spins with the ball. He's got the options open to him. I'll tell you what, that pass to Kai Havertz is absolutely brilliant, by the way. And look at that good feet by Musiala, as he's absolutely smashed it. But that pass by Ilkay Gundogan is absolutely sensational. I mean, it really is. How he's managed to bend it around, gives it to Kai Havertz, who actually maybe makes a little bit of a meal out of it, and gives it to Musiala, who cuts back and just absolutely smashes it. I want to see that pass again by Gundogan. That was breathtaking. But it's 2-0. And some brilliant bits of play already. And that's going to be the thing, really, for Germany. As I mentioned, I don't think the expectation's as high as it would have been maybe in previous tournaments. But you've got some real good ball players in that team. You know, you've got Toni Kroos, Ilkay Gundogan, Wirtz, Musiala. I mean, they're proper technical players. Proper technical players. Really, really good passers of the ball. It'll be interesting to see what it is like once their defence gets tested a little bit. Of course, they all got good defenders in there. Rudiger. Tar, who's expected to go to Bayern. But now, 2-0 after 20 minutes. Perfect start for Deutschland. And now they're really going to... Well, what does Scotland do? I mentioned about staying in the game. It's probably the same instructions, really. There you go. It's another brilliant pass. Ooh, just a little bit too much on it. And Gunn manages to sweep that one up again. But, I mean, 21 minutes, game over. Let's be honest. I mean, game over already. Easy. Who's in their group as well? I'll have a look. Euro 2024 group. There you go. Groups and standings is what I'm looking for. So, I mean, you would suppose if you're Scotland, you would still be looking at that going, look, we weren't expected to beat Germany. If we're ever going to get a result, it'd be against Hungary and Switzerland, but they won't be favourites against them. Group B. Group B is the interesting one. Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania. Who drops out of that? Would it be Croatia's a weird one, isn't it? Because they just always tend, even though they got, you know, the bigger and better players are getting older and all that, they still manages to put together runs in international competitions. JB says Hungary hasn't lost in like 2 years. I remember seeing someone, I was watching some of the build-up today, and they were saying that Hungary's actually a bit of a dark horse. When they played us, didn't they absolutely pump us like 4-0 at Molyneux. Group C, which is our group, England's group. Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, England. Which, I mean, like, when we played Denmark in the semis of Euro 2020. Show says, remember, Owen, for best place, third teams go through. That's true. So actually, Italy will probably go through. But England got to be top in that group. If they don't. I mean, again, I remember when we played Denmark in the last Euros, made a proper pig's ear of that. Look at that by Rudiger. Acrobatic. Group D, Netherlands, France, Poland, Austria. That one is, I tell you what, that is an interesting group. You'd probably say Netherlands, France, top 2. Austria, though, under Ralph, have done pretty well. Poland, they're not really all that, so probably they go out. Group E, Ukraine, Slovakia, Belgium, Romania. That's a bit of a dead group, isn't it? That is a bit of a dead group. Group F, Portugal, Czechia, Georgia, Turkey. Julian says, yeah, but the goal difference will matter. Oh, and that is true. Player goes down. Referee, does he give it? It's a penalty. Oh, my goodness me. This is catastrophic for Scotland. The flower of Scotland is wilting in front of our very eyes because it looks like that's going to be a penalty. And we could see Scotland beat 3 goals down in less than 30 minutes. That looks like a pen. I don't think that... It might be outside the box, though. That might be... I mean, there's 2. I mean, to be honest, there's 2. There's 2 bad tackles, isn't there? There's one, I think, that maybe takes place outside of the box. There's one that takes place in the box. I mean, there's 2 really bad tackles. I don't think there's any question about there's a foul or not there. It's just going to be about where. By the way, that was so weird on ITV because they were like, let's go to our rules person. You could hear the rules person, and then Sam out of face went, can't hear him, and then just carried on talking. I mean, let's have a look again. I mean, then, oh, it's outside. Outside the box. It looks like. Yeah, I think the first contact. I think the first contact did take place outside of it. I mean, I haven't shown another replay for a while. I think they get it right. I think there's 2 fouls. I think there's the first one that takes place outside the box, and then there's the second one which takes place in the box. But you go with the first contact, first foul, so it's right on the edge. I think that's the right decision. So a slight reprieve for now, but this could very easily go in. I mean, you've got some... Again, this is one I've said about when you look at that Germany team. You know, people standing over the ball. You've got Gundogan, Toni Kroos. Kai Havertz is standing over it. Kimmich is standing over it. And Musiala's to the left of it too, right on the edge. It's one of those ones I don't think you go up and over. I think you just put your foot through it. I think it's one of those ones you just put your foot through it. See if the wall breaks or what have you. But, I mean, can't really tell who's going to take it at the moment. There's so many people still standing over it. Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Toni Kroos, looks like. And it looks like he's going to try and maybe go around. It's Kai Havertz deflected. Held by the goalkeeper. He managed to hold one. So it remains 2-0 and Scotland... yeah, it's the right decision. Well, that... see, I don't know why they didn't show that angle from the first place. That angle, straight away you go, oh, it's clearly outside the box. They didn't show that for ages. But right decision. And Scotland, in a rarity in the 28 minutes that we've been playing here, are up the pitch a little bit. It's always a dangerous game, isn't it? When... There was that one after like 3 minutes when Kieran Tierney had a block and it went out for a goal kick and you get Andrew Robertson getting his arm around it. Come on. And you go, look, there's a long way to go. There is a long, long way to go. We're going to be celebrating every single goal kick. Oof. Julian Nagelsmann, of course, signed a new contract with Germany. So he's going to be sticking around until the World Cup in North America. There's McTominay. Intercepted straight away. Look how sharp that is from Musiala. Oh, look at that feet by Jamal Musiala. Brilliant. And keeps going. And I think he's fouled there. That's tremendous. He's a proper player, isn't he? I mean, just wins the ball back. Goes past a couple of players like they're not even there. Look at this. See you later. The proper player, Musiala. Represented England at youth level. Toni Kroos slipped again. That's twice now. Last time he slipped there, they scored a goal. It might happen again. I think it's Gundogan. There's Rudiger. Toni Kroos wants the ball in the middle. I don't know if it's going to be given. There you go. To Toni Kroos. Gives it to Tar. I mean, he's playing literally alongside the centre-backs. Talk about the quarterback position. Gives it out wide to Kimmich. I mean, and that's I suppose that is the thing with Germany, as I mentioned a couple of times. They do have, and that's always a surprise why they've been so poor the last 3 tournaments. It's not a case of they don't have good players. Just the team's just not been there. But it does look like, doesn't it, that front four, I mean, maybe not really so much Kai Havertz, but that 3 behind the striker, Musiala, Gundogan, Florian Wirtz, just a bit behind him, Toni Kroos. That is that again, you can play some really tidy football with that. Really tidy football. Bit of a nasty tackle on McTominay. Yellow card from Andrix. Disgrace. Yeah, Scotland need to regroup and regather. And they've just had a bit of a violent wake-up call to this European Championship. Long ball, but Rudiger's going to win that. No, managed to win the header. And it's headed back to the... I can't see Scotland getting anything out of this. I mean, it's not even as if, like, you know, they look dangerous on the counter-attack or anything like that. They're just pumping the ball along to Che Adams. When they've got, you know, you're not going to win the header against Rudiger. If you're gonna go long, just hit channels. Don't go straight down the middle. The ball's just going to come back every single time. It's Florian Wirtz again. Bit of space. Tries that little ball over the top. That's got to be handball by Kai Havertz, yeah. And he got the ball in the back of the net, Musiala again, but it was handball by Havertz. I mean, to be fair, he'd blown up quite a while before that. That's handball. Just puts his arm towards it. And free kick to Scotland. Goalkeeper's going to take it. Long ball. Oh, really good. Just smart. Again, they're going long, but they're just so. But if you're going up against defenders like Rudiger, this is going to easy every single time. Not a problem. Oh, goalkeeper made a bit of a meal out of that, and he got a bit of a kick for it from Kai Havertz. And once again, just got the ball straight back. Got the ball straight back every way. I mean, Julian says in the chat, one goal and all can change, Owen, but it's unlikely playing like this. I mean, obviously, look, something could happen, but I mean, have Scotland had a shot? I don't think they have. No. It's been 34 minutes. Scotland haven't even had an attempt. Did the ref give a foul there or play on? I think he has given a foul on Tony Cruz. Because it's the moment they get it back, they're just pumping it long. But there's no even real plan with pumping it long or anything like that. It's just, I mean, if there was time to go, a bit bolder, now maybe do it. Go, okay, right, let's maybe try and keep the ball a little bit. Let's just try and hold on to it as much as we can. Obviously, they don't have the technical players that Germany do, but a couple of neat and tidy players there. But 3 attempts in this whole game, 3 on target from Germany, and 2 goals. So it's been near enough domination. Tar floats it out to Kimmich. Managed to keep it in, but just hooked away by McGregor again. They can't keep the ball, Scotland. And even they're playing the ball off Scotland players now. It's ridiculous. Musiala, Gundogan. Ball in towards Gundogan. Oh, edge of the box. Here's McTominay. There you go. You would say, take the ball out of defence. By the way, look how much Germany press. I mean, they're pressed intense, but they've beat it here, Scotland. That's a bit better. Keep playing with the ball. Don't go long. Don't pump it into no man's land. McGinn goes long. It's a bit heavy, so manages to go into the corner. And Germany win a throw-in. But that's the best bit of play they've had, Scotland. We just keep it on the floor a little bit. But it must be said, I don't know if you saw that particularly from Musiala's side, the press that Nagelsmann has got Germany doing is pretty intense. But 35 minutes, 2-0. And it's just, it's easy. Easy for Germany. Throw in, flick on by Havertz. And McGregor goes all the way back to Gunn in goal. And just a bit of time for Scotland to have the ball. Get a rest, get some breather. Again, a rare bit of possession here for Scotland. SLD says, I really can't tell if Owen is Scottish or Welsh. Northern Irish, obviously. And what did they do again, Scotland? They went long to Manuel Neuer. I mean, that might be the first time he's touched the ball in this game, really. And once again, here come Germany. From Mittelstadt. Rudiger. That is true, sure. I am Jamaican. I forgot about that. That is, yeah. I forgot about my Jamaican heritage. True. Very true. Don't like to talk about it that much. You know what I mean? Don't like to bring it up. Yeah, it's a bit personal. Really. Tar. That's a bit better from Scotland. Win it back. Ralston goes all the way back to Gunn. Better just put his foot through it, of course. Che Adam goes down, wins a free kick, pushing the back. To be honest, with how little Scotland have had in this first half, yeah, this is actually a half chance. It really is. They've got a free kick just inside the Germany half, and you would probably say, get it in the box. Get it in the box, or just try and pump it as far as you can. And it looks like exactly what they're going to do. Got to make something count out of this. I think it looks like it's going to be McTominay over it. I mean, McGinn standing on the goal line. Look at him. He's miles back. McTominay. Headed back across goal. I'll tell you what, if there was someone on the edge of the box, I mean, that's really where you want McTominay, isn't it? I'm a bit surprised to see him standing over that free kick. I'd have been like, get McTominay in there. I mean, that late goal that McTominay scored against Brentford was a similar kind of position to that. Maguire headed it back across. McTominay scored it. Christie does well there. Manages to hold it up. The claim for a handball. It's not going to be given. There you go. Out for a throw-in from McGregor. Show says, can't lie, never heard of Mittelstadt before. Well, to expand a bit more, he plays for Stuttgart, who of course had a good season, finished second in the Bundesliga, didn't they? He'll be in the Champions League next season. Is Rudiger. About 5 minutes to half time. Can't imagine many minutes of stoppage time. Here comes Germany again. Florian Wirtz, who's now gone out to this side. Gundogan. He's got really tidy feet, hasn't he? Rudiger. I'm not sure. I think that was a cross. Angus Gunn just picks it up with ease. Unlike that first shot that he fumbled in. Look at that as well. The pressure, the pressure and the press from Germany. Look how intense it is. Scotland, they don't have an answer for it. And they end up going long. Look at it. They cannot handle that press whatsoever. Just a little bit of pressure. I mean, that is the personification of what a press is meant to do. Bit of pressure, lose the ball. You got to go long. You got to give it back to us. Here's Florian Wirtz again. He's in the box this time. Goes back to Musiala. Mittelstadt. Musiala. Goes out to Tar. And this is what I was kind of talking about earlier on when it comes to opening games or whatever. They can be a bit flat. They can be a bit dry, can't they? Tony Cruz. Look at that pass. Gives it out to Musiala. Who now, I tell you what, when he picks up some speed. Oh, look, he's just flying past people. Oh, his feet. Oh, it's just brilliant. Kimmich ball in. Header. Good save. Oh. Shoots, blocks. Oh, my goodness me. I don't know how Germany didn't score. There's a player that's in a lot of pain. Gundogan's down. I think there was a collision in the box. Let's have a look at this. But look at Musiala. He just glides. It's sensational. Here's the ball in. It's a header. And it's just a tackle, I think. I think he gets the ball. Gundogan looks to be in pain. Header. Keeper saves. Should save it. Here it is. Oh, my goodness me. That is nasty. I tell you what, that might be a penalty. Good Lord. I think that's a penalty. My God. Oh, my God. He just jumps in. 2-footed. Holy shit. If that's not a penalty, I don't know what is. Porteous might have broke his leg. He just drop-kicked his ankle. I haven't seen one of those. I haven't seen one of those in quite some time. Both feet off the ground into the ankle. I mean, yeah, show you're right. I think not only is that a penalty, I mean, screw double jeopardy. I think that's a red card. I mean, Gundogan's going to be in pain, and I don't blame him. I think that's not only is it a penalty, that is a dangerous tackle. Good God. If they do another replay of it. I mean, the spirit of Marcus Rojo. The 2 foot. Are they going to show it again instead of these camera angles of just, the keeper's, the manager's face? I mean, for me, red card, penalty red card. Again, screw double jeopardy and all that kind of stuff because that is just reckless. If that's not a red card, I don't know what is. That's shown again. Oh, it's a terrible tackle. Look, ref has one look at it and just goes penalty. Gotta be a red. It is a penalty. No red? Yeah, it's gotta be a red card. Andrew Robertson, red card. Red card, well, it'd be good if the cameraman showed it. Can't see. Didn't even see. They were focused on Gundogan's face. Come on, cameraman, keep up. Red card, yeah. Well, it's good the commentary saying it because you just didn't see it at all. But look at this. Woo! Every time you see it, it gets worse. Look at this. It's just he leaves the ground and then he... Oh, there you go. They had to show the replay of it because they missed it. I mean, this is, a total disaster for Scotland, isn't it? Total disaster. 2-0, red card, penalty. My words. And who's going to be taking it? I think Gundogan probably would have taken it, but maybe he's just feeling his leg a little bit. It's got to be Kai Havertz. So maybe, I think Gundogan's normally on penalties, but because of the tackle, he's going, oh. Kai Havertz steps up. 12 yards out, 45th minute, first half, European Championships at the Allianz Arena. Could be 3-0 against 10 men before half-time. Havertz takes a deep breath. A couple of looks at the keeper. Big exhale. Referee blows his whistle. Little step up. 3-0. Easy. Easy as it gets. Little stutter. Down the middle. And that's 3-0. Scotland have been absolutely decimated. I mean, it was game over after the first goal, let alone the third, and a red card. But this is, I mean, Scotland would have known they would have been the underdogs, make no mistake about that. But for what's happened here, wow. I mean, I sympathise to an extent. He's got to throw himself in front of the ball and make a block. But that is just, I mean, a completely and totally reckless tackle. I mean, it's VAR getting that one right, isn't it? Not only is it a penalty, but it's a clear red card. I hate the stutter run-up. I think it should be banned, by the way. Because he stops. I hate that stuff, by the way. I know they'll say technically he's still in motion, but I hate the stuttered run-up. I hate it. I think it should be banned. I think you should just walk up and take the penalty. I think it's gamesmanship, and I think it's unfair on the keepers. Because bear in mind, the keeper has to stick to the line. He can't really move that far forward. 1 foot on the line. And then with the penalty takers, they're stopping, they're starting, waiting for the goalkeeper to move and all that. Bin it off. Not a fan. And we got 3 minutes of stoppage time. 2 have already been played out. And we were talking earlier on, weren't we? Some people were saying in the chat about, you know, third place teams, best place teams. But, well, very interesting. Goal difference is not the first determiner, apparently. Is it head-to-head? Yeah. Head-to-head score against that particular opponent. Well, Germany are going to probably top this group, one would think. G421 says, spoken like a true goalkeeper, Owen. Do you know what it is, though? I mean, it is because from a goalkeeper's perspective, and I think it is right, because you look at how, like, Jerzy Dudek with his penalty saves in that Champions League final in Istanbul, he's miles off his line. So I think that rule is right. But they are so strict. They will retake penalties all the time if your foot's just barely off the line. And yet, strikers, anyone that takes a penalty, they can stop. But as long as they're like moving forward just the slightest bit, they're still technically moving. And you go, that's not particularly fair. Just walk up, take the penalty. But this could be any score now, really, couldn't it? Absolutely any score. Scotland free kick. Ball in. Headed back out. Ralston. Referee's in the way. And there you go. That's half time. Half time. And Germany 3-0 up. My goodness me. Now, I think people expected Scotland to struggle, but I don't think they maybe expected it to be this emphatic. Germany side, again, hasn't been that good the last few years. I mean, I don't know if you can really judge how good they are when they play Scotland. But still, 3 goals after 10 minutes from Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala after 90 minutes, and a penalty from Kai Havertz. Portus getting sent off for a terrible tackle. Terrible tackle. And deserved, and can't really, I mean, is it deserved to be 3-0? I mean, they've totally dominated them. I mean, Scotland have had 30% of the ball. They haven't had a shot. Manuel Neuer, not even like, oh, has he had to make a save? Of course he hasn't had to make a save. They haven't had a shot in that half. Literally haven't had a shot. They've only done 145 passes with a pass accuracy of 75%. I mean, they have been well and truly dominated in that first half. My goodness me. And now it's just about damage control, isn't it? It really is. It's just about damage control and trying to keep the score down as much as you can. I mean, Germany have been incredibly efficient. I mean, look at their stats, actually. 70% of the ball, 70% possession. 5 shots, 5 on target. You know, every shot's been on target. Keepers had to make a save from all of them. Pass accuracy 91%. What I have actually, to be honest, been impressed the most by Germany in that half was their pressing. I think their pressing and the technical players that they have. Maybe I hadn't really considered that much before the tournament. Again, I thought Musiala, he just glides past players, doesn't he? He's a top player. Ilkay Gundogan, maybe because we haven't seen him play for a year, because obviously he's now in La Liga with Barcelona, but you forget just again how neat and tidy he is, especially on the, like, in and around the box, neat and tidy. We know how good Toni Kroos is, Florian Wirtz as well. So they got some really, really technical quality players, and maybe that's what's going to work with the coach that they've got with Julian Nagelsmann. And they've got players, particularly again that front. Maybe not Gundogan, but those front 3 players in Musiala, Wirtz, and Havertz, they'll press. They'll close people down. That's exactly what Nagelsmann wants them to do. Again, you're playing Scotland, so how much you can really judge them, I don't know. But that's as good as it. You know, if they had to name their perfect first half, they'd do something like that. Absolutely. But yeah, absolutely dominant from Germany. Yeah, Scotland, of course, again, who England drew against at the Euros at home. It was a long time ago, and you've got to get over it. What are people saying here in the chat at the moment? Get your thoughts and get your predictions in too. Be sure to click the like button if you haven't already. A reminder, tomorrow, just for what's on tap for tomorrow, there's going to be, as I said, there's going to be a nice mixture of Man United stuff and obviously these Euros watch-alongs here on the channel. Match views, branding. There's going to be some a transfer video in the morning from Flex. Quite a lot of transfer stuff coming out today. Jared Branthwaite, £35 million, £43 million, I think. Bid, been rejected. We're going to be doing the staggered bids going in thing that Manchester United constantly do. So there's a bit about that. There's also another bit about Matthijs de Ligt, possibly linked to Manchester United. Florian Plettenberg tweeting out something. So that's going to be covered tomorrow morning. So join Flex for that. I'm going to also be live tomorrow afternoon, I think it is, for Spain versus Croatia. I think that's a 5 o'clock kickoff here in the UK. So I'm going to be live for that. So you're going to have a nice mixture of stuff tomorrow. Sunday, I'm going to be live for the England game. Don't you worry about that. You know my feelings on old Gareth. So hopefully I won't have to vent too much. Hopefully I can be celebrating an England win on Sunday, but I will be here for that one too. Then obviously we still got all of the transfer views, Flex and KG shows, the What the Devils, the Trinity. Latest episode of the Trinity came out earlier today. A lot of people really enjoying that too. I tell you what was funny. So you might have seen, for those that maybe haven't watched the Trinity, they might not have seen this yet. But before we started recording that, I said to Flex and KG, I said, I've got a hard out in terms of the time. I need to go by this time. I need to go by this time. And we were wrapping it up, and KG just kept talking. and I was having to, in the end, I had to start going like this. I had to start going like this to wrap it up, which was very humorous. But what are people saying here in the chat at the moment? Some people, I think they must be facetious by or trolling when they're saying that's not a penalty. That is the most penalty you're going to find in your life. People are trying to say, "Oh, I made contact with the ball." It doesn't matter when you drop kick the person's ankle. It's a penalty. It's a red card. It's the right decision. I mean, yes, it's absolutely the right decision. Austin says, why are we not on playback, or are we not using it? We will be, more stuff's coming to playback in the future. Of course, once we get those shows scheduled, of course, we'll let you know. But we are going to be using that in the future too. Tywin saying no. He's saying is a wrong decision. Tywin, I mean, I don't know if you really want Scotland to win or something like that, or you are Scottish. But yeah, it's a penalty. It's a red card. If that happened to an England player, I'd have to go, look, mate, it's a red card. I mean, it's maybe not a penalty or red card if this was maybe 1983 or something like that, because you go back and watch some of those games, they used to do that. But yeah, it's a pen. It's a red card. And maybe, one day you might calm down enough to figure that out, because it's really a penalty. I mean, if it was just the run of the mill foul or anything like that, then maybe it wouldn't have been a red card. But I mean, he literally jumps again, drop kicks the ankle. Both feet leave the ground as well. Whereas nowadays you just can't do that. I mean, I can't even believe that's actually a bit of you're really debating it. To be honest with you, that's why I say you must be either Scottish or like have a bet on or something, because there's just no way. There's no way you could say it's not a penalty. But yes, 3-0. If you haven't clicked the like button, be sure to do that. And be sure to subscribe at the moment. 4 subscribers away from 169,200. Just saying, the second goal from Musiala. Great turn. That turn from Gundogan. And that was the pass. I forgot about that. That pass by Gundogan. Havertz cuts back. Look at this finish as well. Leathers it. I want to see this pass again. Look what is Che Adams doing. Look, there's no pressure by McGregor on Gundogan. Look at that. And look at this pass. That is brilliant. That pass by Gundogan to Havertz is sensational. And just, again, puts his foot through at Musiala. But they're really, Roy Keane and Graham Souness are really sort of calling out Scotland's midfield there, which I think is probably fair, actually. They're sort of saying there's just no pressure. No pressure at all by the midfield from Scotland. Look at this. I'm just seeing it again. Oh my God. Look at this tackle. Oh, 2 feet off the ground. I mean, he could have broke his leg. Look at that. Oh. And Kai Havertz just straight down the middle. But I mean, also as well, I mean, to be fair, Graham Souness does make a decent point there when he's saying about everything that's gone wrong for Scotland, that could have gone wrong for Scotland, has gone wrong in that first half, and it's true. But I look back at that first goal, really. I look back at that first goal and Gunn in goal. And that's a really soft, sloppy goal, I think, from the goalkeeper's point of view. And again, you in these kind of games against those big teams, you need goalkeepers to be making half-decent saves and not letting soft shots like that in. And then from there, they've just completely collapsed. Tywin says, no bias, only bias comes from the refs to the hosts. I will be... mate, there is no way. I mean, the referee, and also as well, if you were saying that the referee is biased to Germany, that didn't even get given without VAR, yeah? It's not. If yeah, I don't. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a wild hit here and say that if that kind of tackle happens in the box every single time, it will be a red card and a penalty. It will be a red card and a penalty. He drop kicked his leg. I mean, that is not the time, I think, for games gone soft here. Why can't you break someone's leg nowadays? Why can't you do that anymore? Even Roy Keane is given, and Graham Souness. I mean, two people that make careers out kicking people. No. That's not that one. That's not the one to be going biased. Game's gone soft or whatever. The game's gone soft when there's a little shove in the back and they give it as a penalty. Game's not gone soft when, you nearly break someone's leg. Red Baron with the super chat says, "Your mank, Owen, your lineage isn't boring." That is true. I do have Manchester blood. That is true. My granddad was from Manchester, which is why I support Manchester United. Everyone's actually, to be fair, got their story. For why they support Manchester United. So let me know in the chat what's your reason. Peach says, yes, the refs just set the precedent, so anything like that happens will be a red and a penalty. I don't think it's even a precedent being set by the referee. I think that's just what it is in football nowadays. to be totally honest with you, I don't think it's one of it's like, okay, now referees, you've got to make sure you're consistent on that one. I think referees would be pretty consistent with that always being a penalty and a red card, really. That's not, yeah. and the point going, he touched the ball. It really, regardless, it's, yeah. But the game's gone very soft. The game's gone very soft. The precedent's now been set. Scrap. I mean, to be honest with you, that might be one of the biggest reasons as to why to keep VAR, isn't it? Because the fact that wasn't given initially, that's probably the reason why you should keep VAR. Because if that's not given as a red card and penalty, and make no mistake, yeah, if we're all Man United fans, or the majority of Man United fans here, if that was, let's say this is the FA Cup final against Manchester City. If that happens and one of our players in the box, we are screaming that we want a penalty. We are screaming we want a red card. And if we don't get that, then we're having major talks about the corruption of refereeing and officiating in England. Because it's that cut and dry. Like, it really is. Like, it's not even... to be honest, I'm shocked we're debating it as much as we are. That's quite alarming to me. What people saying here. Red Baron says, from Manchester, live in Manchester. My family is half City and half United fans. That's a story. V says, purely because I'm Dutch, I'm following Man United because of Erik ten Hag. That's true. I do, to be fair, there's a bit of a Dutch contingent that, there's even people like, Ajax. When we talk Ajax, obviously keep an eye on Manchester United because of Erik ten Hag. So there is a Dutch contingent. Yes. Daniel says, I support United because of my mum. First team she watched when she came over to the UK from Jamaica. There you go. I know DJs supports Manchester United because of his mum. It's to be fair, sometimes I'm always fascinated to find out what people's stories are, because some people it can be just very random. Oh, I just turned on the TV one day and that was the team that was on, so that's the team I support. Some people, a bit like me, it was like legitimately no choice, and I'm glad. I'm very happy. But like it was the moment I was born, it was like, you support Man United. Why? Because everyone in his house supports Man United. Okay, no problem. Yeah, and then that's just it. Everyone in the family supports Manchester United. Some people, like I said, it's a bit different. Some people, I've never understood how it must work when you've got one sibling that supports one team and another sibling that supports another. But again, that's only just because of my own bias of it wasn't even up for discussion like that. It was just, once you're born into this family, you support Man United. That's it. That must be quite curious. Yeah, but let me know what that's like. Show says I started supporting United because of Ryan Giggs. Yeah, we won't touch that one. What else are people saying here? Peter says, grew up watching United with my brother. Red Baron says, You have a soft spot for any other team, like AC Milan? I like AC Milan. I don't know why. Maybe it's the red colours, but the teams in the 2000s were built with characters. Honestly, no, not really. Of teams, like not really a soft spot like that. No, I mean, because it was just my focus always is watching English football. I mean, I used to watch obviously a bit of when La Liga, it used to be when it was on Sky. And it used to be like on a Super Sunday or whatever. It used to be the Super Sunday and the League used to always be afterwards. So I used to like watching La Liga, but not one team in particular or anything like that, really. It wasn't anything like that. Germany are going to be making some subs here, it looks like. Who's coming on? And so is Scotland. So, Grant Hanley's coming on, and Graham Souness is very confused. Show says I have a soft spot for Valencia. Love their team. What is that, like Rafa Benitez early 2000s with Mendieta as the captain? I used to like watching Spanish football. So early 2000s Spanish football, I was a big fan of. Che Adams has come off, and Grant Hanley's come on. So I mean, they've got even more defensive Scotland. And we're off. Second half's underway. 3-0, and the second half begins. And now the question is just how ruthless are Germany going to be? Are they just going to completely rip apart Scotland, or are we just going to get a second half that kind of just peters out of nothing? Jadine says, Glory Hunter, and because my dad's family are Liverpool supporters, so I decided to be the rebel and support Man United. Everyone's got their story. Show says Mendieta, Pablo Aimar, Albelda, yes. What was the goalkeeper called? And he had the blonde spike hair. Is that Canizares or something like that? Valencia goalkeeper. There you go. It was Canizares, yes. Remember him? Peak Valencia. So free kick to Scotland, though. McTominay standing over it. Maybe McTominay magic. McTominay's on free kicks for Scotland, which is surprising. Fizzes it in. I don't know about you. I'm not sure about McTominay on free kicks. Surely wouldn't you want him in the box for that? Not standing over the ball. I think it's not one thing I've ever thought about McTominay is his delivery on set pieces. But it's a throw in for Scotland here. Who was the change for Germany? Andrich came off. He was on a booking. On comes Pascal Gross. Brighton's Pascal Gross. And now, yes. Just got to make sure we try and maybe not concede. Or quick free kick. S. McGregor skips past the defender. Ball across. Oh. Well, they've looked more dangerous in about 2 minutes than they have all through the first half. Here we go. Florian Wirtz. Oh, that's a foul. Foul by Ralston, and that's a yellow card. Musialis, by his feet, look at that. Just see you later, McGinn. He's done that like 3 or 4 times in this game. Jamal Musiala, his feet are just sensational. He's so quick. He just glides on the ball. Camastick says, hey, Owen, would you ever do more content with Flex and KG about other things than football, like a Trinity podcast but about non-footy stuff? Absolutely. I mean, I know they used to have the OTT show, didn't they? Which I think is going to be brought back at some point. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes those Trinity podcasts evolve into not a lot of football talk anyway. Kem says Van Gaal tactics with Phil Jones on corner duties. Daniel says, why isn't Robinson on free kicks? Yeah, like Robertson on free kicks. I agree. McTominay on free kicks to me is bizarre. It's not as if, again, they don't have people that can take set pieces either. Like I said, put Robertson on there or put McGinn on there. You want McTominay in the box, surely. And now Germany just have the ball once again. Easy. Switch by Toni Kroos. Good touch by Kimmich. Is that Pascal Gross? Brighton and Hove Albion's Pascal Gross. Playing for Germany at Euro 2024. McGinn. There you go. Oh. Got stuck under the feet of McGregor. And won back easily by Germany. And now Germany's going to take the time of it, pass it side to side. Easy stuff. Wait for some gaps to open up. That's what they do. And certainly with the players that they've got. Again, Mittelstadt just flies past the player. Toni Kroos. Oh, gives the ball away. Counter. Foul. Referee says no. I thought it was a foul, but Gundogan apparently got the ball. Seemingly recovered from his attempted assault on him in that first half. I mean, there was points in that first half, wasn't there, where it just felt like Scotland hadn't touched the ball for maybe like 5-10 minutes. It was crazy. I don't think that's going to change that much in this second half. Here's Rudiger. He's got to take a shot. Does that one up? Oh, tip round the post. It was on target. I tell you what, that Rudiger shot's from like 40 yards? He's very far out. Skips up in front of him. I tell you what, there you go. This might be one. Let's see if it was sneaking in. Maybe on the post. But tips it past the post. It's a corner. 50 minutes gone. 3-0 to Germany. Toni Kroos whips it in. Oh, it's over here. It's going to be kept in. Oh, it does really well. Look at that. Kimmich keeps it in. Florian Wirtz. Mittelstadt puts it in. Oof. And now they're going to counter-attack here. I mean, whoa. That was a very cynical foul. Toni Kroos, shaking his head saying no. Nah, Andrew Robertson just buys it. He just completely buys that one. Andrew Robertson. Short V kick to Scott McTominay. Oh, long ball, nearly blocked. Again, their press is relentless, Germany, isn't it? It really is. Look at this. Tight play again. That's brilliant. Florian Wirtz. Here they come again. Oof. But they have their ability to win the ball back and then just play it so neat and tidy, so quick, is so impressive. And it's really interesting, actually, with Nagelsmann, isn't it? Making the jump into international management. Don't have the players for a huge period of time. Of course, he was one of the names linked with Manchester United this summer. But, Nagelsmann's weird as a coach, isn't it? Because, of course, he was at Hoffenheim, had success there, got into the Champions League. Then went to RB Leipzig. Had some success there, and then with the Bayern thing, almost like it never really got going. And won the Bundesliga, I think, and then it was only there for over maybe less than 18 months. And it felt like he was going to be the guy that was there for 10 years or something. He's a young coach, one of the best German coaches, and it felt like it was going to be like a project, and then they just abandoned ship. And he's got great tactics. No doubt about it. But I suppose you do need to have the players that will buy in and do that and do the press. But one thing you can see, and I mean, again, it's difficult to judge because you're playing Scotland, but this is a very well-coached side. It's another switch. There's McGinn out to McGregor. Show says, you see Brighton's new German coach, only 31 years old. We were saying this that during the whole time about the Ten Hag alternatives and all that kind of stuff. There is something happening in football when it comes to coaches. Like, they are getting younger. I mean, 31 is a bit crazy, isn't it? But now clubs, and even to an extent countries, in the case of Nagelsmann, they're all looking for these coaches that are like late 30s or in some cases mid 30s. They're looking for the next progressive one. I was shocked to see Nuri Sahin is the manager of or head coach of Borussia Dortmund. I couldn't believe it. And then I was stunned to learn that he's been coaching for like 3 or 4 years. I was like, wow. So now you're looking at a situation where like several top clubs across Europe are all coached by managers or head coaches that are in mid to late 30s, which is just wild. Rudiger puts it out wide. Ball across. Keeper should come and claim that. I'm not sold on this goalkeeper, for Scotland. I think he's a bit dodgy. That's a free kick to Germany. Tar fouled. Not much in that. There's nothing in it. I don't know why that's a free kick. But Tar, who's expected to go to Bayern Munich, I think, isn't he? Wirtz. Ball blocked. Corner to Germany. It's a very impressive performance. Yeah. Corner to Germany. Who's going to stand over and take it? Probably Toni Kroos. If it was Scotland, to be McTominay, even though he's the biggest goal threat. Short corner, quick one. Takes a shot, blocked. That's a good block. It was Hendry. There's more goals than this. There's no way this game ends 3-0. Germany are going to get at least 2 more, maybe. Well, and also as well, at this rate, all they've got to do is get some shots on target and their goalkeeper will let it in. Going to take a shot, maybe. Kimmich. Oof. Blocked by Hanley. I can't believe Grant Hanley's still playing for Scotland, by the way. I mean, who does he even play for at this point? Plays for Norwich. Oh, he's only 32. I feel like he's been around forever. They made his debut for Blackburn in 2010. God. Ball in. Cuts back Musiala. He's so impressive. Ball back across. Goes. Oh, tipped over the bar. Florian Wirtz. Could have been 4. Did he even tip it over the bar? I think just gets it over. I just didn't get the volley right. Liam Jones says, Owen, it's a bit mad to reduce Roy Keane into someone who wanted to break people, or who liked to break people's legs. Well, Liam, I would insist that was not exactly what I said. I said if that was the case, people like Graham Souness and Roy Keane, who did make a career out of kicking people and putting strong tackles in, would have got sent off every single game. To suggest that Roy Keane's career was based upon, it was only just kicking people, of course, is a massive, massive over-exaggeration. And one of the best performances and individual performances I've seen is Roy Keane in the semi-final against Juventus in the Champions League in 1999. I mean, my goodness me. But that is not what I said. Oh, the internet, man. It is a wild place. I mean, it was the wider point was that even the only time you maybe could get away with that kind of tackle and not get a red card was maybe in like the 80s. Ball across goal, saved. Oh, blocked. Cabastick says, did you see the delete links, Owen? Yes, Flex will be talking about them tomorrow morning. We'll have a special transfer video. Mittelstadt ball in or headed away. And here comes Germany again. And Germany again. They're going to get more goals. There's Kimmich. Here's Rudiger again. Puts it out wide. Kimmich. King of the End, he says, Owen, so you're saying... do you know what it is? Like the so you're saying thing, we say it as a joke, but it actually is really, really true. Is Mittelstadt. Oh, try to take a shot. Blocked. Is Florian Wirtz again. Over the bar. To be honest with you, I mean... For all of the talk about Florian Wirtz this season, in this game, and look, it's just this game, so we'll see how the tournament plays out, but Musiala has been really the standout one for me. Out of those two, well, I suppose 3 10s, they've got 3 10s really there, and then they got Gundogan, Wirtz, and Musiala. Musiala's the one for me that is just proper standout. The way he travels with the ball is incredible. The ball just sticks to him. His feet are so tidy, he just literally glides in and out of players. So impressive. Looks like we might have some more changes in a second. 60 minutes gone, still 3-0. Ball over the top. Oh, I tell you what, again, Gunn just manages to get that again. I am really not sold on this this goalkeeper. And free kick to Scotland. There's going to be a sub here for Germany. Going to be Fulkrug. I tell you what was my one of my favourites. So you're saying recently was Flex recently said about it's a nasty one that might be a booking. I can't remember what shirt it was, but recently Flex said, Martinez, he's not had a good season because obviously he's injured. No, it was Malacia, that was it. Malacia's not had a good season, obviously, been injured the whole time through it, and it was you can't say he's had a bad season. He's not played. He's not kicked the ball. He went, well, not in the sense. He's had a bad season personally because he's been injured the whole time. It's like what? Havertz comes off. Of course, scored from the spot. Fulkrug comes on. Forward for Borussia Dortmund. And Leroy Sané's about to come on too for Florian Wirtz. Wirtz obviously got his goal, the first one, from the edge of the box. I do think the keeper should have done a bit better. But they got players to bring on, don't they? And here we go again. Look at this. Kimmich's still going. Here it is. Sané. Oh, should do a lot better. Gets the ball stuck under his feet. Maybe it's just me, by the way, but some of the camera work on this game has been kind of wild. And also, as well, part of this here, Scotland have just been poor. Look at this. Apparently, Steve Clarke's been arguing with his set-piece coach because their set-pieces haven't been very good. I mean, Scotland have been really, really, poor. I mean, if you're gonna have any way to get back in the game, you got to be able to pass it. Like their touch and their control. I mean, they look really poor. Even then, they look like Man United trying to pass it. Like everything's at chest height or going out for set pieces. They are really all over the place. I mean, have they actually had a shot yet in the game? No. They haven't had a shot. It's Musiala again. Toni Kroos. Ball whipped in. Headed away. It's going to be a Germany corner. Yeah. They had, very much like Man United, Scotland had a good 10 minutes. That was about it. Keegan Andy says, dodgy cams, never seen a cameraman miss a red card. I know. They literally missed a red card. Corner. Toni Kroos going to stand over it. Oh, referee's blowing his whistle. Rudiger's down in the box. That's a bit of a mismatch, isn't it? Rudiger against McGinn. And McGinn's excuse seems to be he's tall. Rudiger's quite crazy as well, isn't he? Some of the stuff he does is ridiculous. Ball in, Toni Kroos, headed away. Edge of the box, Mitchelstadt, all over the bar. Difficult technique, that one. Half volley, have to slice across it. That's a difficult one. If he managed to pull that off, that'd be a beautiful goal. But 65 minutes gone. 3-0. No goals in the second half, but the domination from the host country has continued. That set-piece coach, is that the set-piece coach that's at Aston Villa? If not, he looks exactly the same. Aston Villa set-piece coach. Austin McPhee. Yeah, he is the assistant coach at Scotland. And same with the guy that's at Villa. And they're not really working out, those set pieces, are they? Billy Gilmore coming on, replacing Callum McGregor. I was surprised to see Gilmore not start. I was quite surprised by that one. And McGinn's going to come off too. And McLean coming on. No, it was very unfortunate had he not. Very unfortunate had he not started. Here's a free kick. Is it McTominay taking it again? It might be. I think it is. Why is he taking these free kicks? That was a bit better. And maybe he should have actually attacked it a bit better. See if they show a replay. Probably not. The cameramen are all over the place. Germany playing out from the back, though. See if this game's going to get a bit more stretched. Not that Scotland have that much to go for. Musiala again. Oh, what a pass. Comes back. Shoots. Oh, what a goal. Whoa. What an absolute goal that is by Germany. It's 4-0. Musiala makes it. Little push back by Gundogan. And he just rattles it in the top corner from Füllkrug. Oh, brilliant. Musiala, I'm telling you, Musiala is the real deal. He has been, in this game, absolutely sensational. His feet are just electric. And it comes back to Füllkrug, who just, again, rifles it in the top corner. Look at him again here, Musiala. That pass as well. Oh, and then the little cutback by... look at this finish. I mean, it bounces up. It sits up for him perfectly, by the way. But look at this. Bounces up for him. It's almost like a half volley because it bounces up like that. And he just smashes it in the top corner. But that initial play from Musiala, little bit of pace. just beautiful pass into Gundogan. Whoa, what a goal. 4-0 to Germany. And that's probably the best of the bunch. And again, it couldn't have set up for him any better. But it's a heck of a finish. And again, I'm telling you, Jamal Musiala, my word, what a player. And he's not even near his peak. I mean, he's 21 years old. 21. Well, he's not even 22 until February next year. And he's doing this kind of stuff at a European Championship for Germany. Wow. I said there'll be more goals in the second half, and there's still plenty of time. This could get into, well, this get 6-0 territory, really. Is Rudiger. And this is a statement. Look, Scotland have been terrible, and they've had the red card and just not offered next to nothing. But Germany have also been very impressive. Really well coached side. Couple of really outstanding individual performances. And they've got goals in this team. It just comes back. Gets a little bit lucky again. Takes the touch, gets it out of his feet. And it bounces up perfectly. And that is an absolute rocket. This is the angle behind it. Speed 110 kilometers an hour. Whoosh. That little bit of play. A bit of play from Musiala to kick it off was fantastic. But yeah, Scotland have been all over the place. Really all over the place, Scotland have. 4 goals conceded. Wow. And still 20 minutes plus remain. I mean, there'll be a ton of stoppage time. There haven't been a lot of stoppages in this second half. Manuel Neuer with a rare touch. And that might be one of the first times he touched the ball in this game. Toni Kroos. Well, it's certainly the best you've probably seen Germany play at a tournament in quite some time. But it's against a very underperforming and very poor Scotland side. Show says Steve Clarke has gotten this horribly wrong. No ball players in midfield. McTominay taking free kicks, taking off Che Adams and still playing long. I tell you what, Show, I totally agree with you. I think that Steve Clarke has had an absolute stinker. I know, obviously, look, you're playing Germany, the host nation. You've got to get behind the ball and hit him on the counter-attack. But, my word, like, again, even when they had 11 people on the pitch, they were just going long into areas that are dominated by Rudiger and Tah. So they're going to win every single ball. And you're going along to Che Adams anyway. It's always as if he's dominant in the air. You're not hitting into spaces. You've got McTominay on set pieces when... Ask any Man United fan, a lot of the goals that he scored this season have been arriving late in the box. Knockdowns. He's tall as well. He's got some headers. Didn't start Billy Gilmore as well, so you don't really have any proper ball players to progress the ball through the pitch. So your only option is to go long. Like, I think massively, massively wrong. Because even prior to the red card, they were getting, again, outplayed. I mean, once again, the fact that it's the 74th minute. And, I mean, there's no registered shot. I mean, here comes Musiala off. And he's getting a standing ovation from the Allianz Arena. And I'm not surprised. He has been absolutely sensational. You're just seeing his goal there. Oh, what a finish it was, too. But brilliant. He's just been so, so, so good. And he is absolutely one to watch. I mean, I say one to watch. People have known about his talent this season. But... remarkable. What a performance. I mean, also, too, when it comes to Scotland, their midfield's been played through like it's not even there. I mean, it's been a really poor performance all around. And the show points out tactically, I mean, wow. Talk about playing. And also as well, we've said in this game about how well Germany are pressing from the front. And they've got no players in the team that can pass the ball. This has been just, again, embarrassing. And it will certainly give Germany confidence that they didn't have prior to going into the tournament. But about 15 minutes left. 4-0. Which is, entirely deserved. I mean, I think, like I said, if it ends 4-0, I would go, well, I think Germany should probably add more. 16 shots, 8 on target, 73% possession, pass accuracy of 93%. Just pure domination. And this could, again, just get worse and worse. Pascal Gross. Who, by the way, I don't think people realise how important Pascal Gross is to Brighton. Here's a ball in again. Fulkrug, this could be 5. It's going to be in. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. Gunn couldn't stop it going in. It's 5. I said a couple of minutes ago, we have not seen the last goals of this match. This could get into 6 or 7 territory. Legitimately. This could be any score. 15 minutes left and it's 5-0. This could get into, like, I mean, if it's not already humiliation settings, and I've said about this goalkeeper, I am not convinced at all by Gunn. He might be offside, you know. I think there might be a bit of a reprieve here. He might be offside. I'm not having that goalkeeper. Actually, I think Hanley kicks it off. Fulkrug, by the way. He's given offside. Offside. Well, another reprieve. Bear in mind that Germany have had a penalty overturned and an offside goal. And look how quick that was, by the way. Look how quick semi-automated offside. That's why we need that in the Premier League. No more of this lines bullshit. That's what I mean. I remember saying at the beginning of last season, just going enough with that, drawing the lines on, with like when you're not actually looking across the line and drawing the lines down or whatever. That's why you have the technology there. Semi-automated offsides, because you're either offside or you're not. Boom, that quick. Done. But still 4-0. A reprieve for Scotland, if you will. But if I was Steve Clarke, I'd be looking at massive changes for the next game. First of all, I'd be like, right, this goalkeeper, let's go with someone else. Let's actually try and attack and not get everyone behind the ball. Let's not play long ball when we don't know. I mean, it's one thing to play long ball if you've got the players to do it. Like, if they were going long and they were asking, let's say, for instance, it was Scott McTominay up front, then you could maybe get that. McTominay's a cool, tall guy. Maybe he could occupy the centre-backs a little bit. I still would say it's a poor decision. But you'd still say, I can kind of understand that one. But you're playing, like, long ball into 2 centre-backs that are going to dominate the striker. No support. When you do have set pieces, which is your key thing, you've got McTominay standing over them, who's not known for ball delivery. He's known for literally winning the ball from set pieces. So the player that we're saying about, this is one that could actually get you a goal, arrives in the box at the right time and what have you, you're getting him out the box as much as you possibly can. Like, what? And look, once again, Germany's press just wins the ball back when Scotland try to play out from the back. What a tactical disaster by Steve Clarke. That was a foul by McTominay. But the more you look at that Scotland starting 11, just remarkable how wrong they got it. Like, I would even give him the benefit of the doubt if at least on set pieces he had like McTominay in the box and you go, right, you're just playing for set pieces then. Across goal, Muller heads it, hooked out for a corner. But even when they did have set pieces, it's almost like they didn't want to score. Thomas Muller looked like he was trying to flick it on from the centre spot, from the penalty spot rather. It was hooked away by Andrew Robertson. Another corner for Germany. Toni Kroos standing over it. I mean, let's one play out. Kroos hooks it in, headed away. I tell you what, middle steps, another one. That's same again. That's twice now. He's had 2 half volleys, put him over the bar. That's like with Germany. The equivalent, by the way, of having McTominay take the set pieces is like having Toni Kroos in the team and going, we're not going to have him take them. We're going to have the person we're aiming for, i.e. Rudiger. He's going to take them. What? But Toni Kroos subbed off. Excellent performance. And Emre Can's coming on. He's quality, ain't he? Toni Kroos. Fantastic. They're saying Emre Can only just got called up in the week. Gundogan, what a pass that is as well. Ball in towards the back. Oh, what did he do that for? Gundogan, he kind of like moved away from the ball. He gives it out wide to Thomas Muller. Ball across. I don't think he realises. Gundogan's top class. I mean, you saw it last season with City. I mean, he's 33, 34 in October. But I remember in that FA Cup final, and City weren't even that good that day in that FA Cup final. But he was brilliant that day. He is a top player. That's why I was so shocked. I mean, I think it was primarily because he wanted to go to Barcelona. He wanted to experience playing La Liga, play for a big club like Barca, and with that history. But that's why I was really surprised that they didn't try even more to keep hold of him. Because, you know, he's captain, just again, fantastic player. And he's a proper leader player too. Leads by example, top professional. Pep's first signing at City. That's a better pass by McLean. Ralston, ball in. Oh, Rudiger was acrobatic to clear it. Here we go, though. Germany on the counter-attack. They're so stretched. Look at this. Here's Sane. Oh, he's gonna fly past him. Sane. Wow, he got the ball caught up under his feet. They'd just done enough in the end. I mean, I know it's the 82nd minute, but Scotland's tactical shape has gone completely to shit. I mean, proper to shit. Ugh. What people saying in the chat. Julian says, imagine there are people in Germany not happy with Gundogan being the captain. Is that true? Why? I mean, they've got lots of leaders in that team. I suppose you could give it to Manuel Neuer. I suppose we do need someone that's going to be starting most of the games. Probably be between him and Neuer, one would think, right? $83 minutes gone into this one. 7 minutes per stoppage time to go. But certainly Germany laying down a bit of a marker. And it's not necessarily just a scoreline, it's the performance, isn't it? They have absolutely battered Scotland here. Proper. I mean, just far superior. Technically, tactically. I mean, this is also one of those ones, isn't it? And this is what's interesting with international football, because you do tend to get in international football, older coaches that are a bit over the hill, in terms of being quite a progressive coach and having modern day tactics or whatever. So that's what's really going to help Germany in this tournament, because this is a game where obviously, look, Germany technically far superior, great players, but also this is a game where you've just got a far superior coach. I mean, Julian Nagelsmann, at the age of 36, has absolutely schooled Steve Clark today. I mean, properly. And again, that's what's going to be interesting throughout this tournament, because, sometimes international coaches are just not that good. That's one of Gareth Southgate's problems, is whenever he goes up against either a good team or a good coach, he's just stuffed. So that's what happened when we played Italy in that Euros final. Good coach. Mancini just did him. So really, Nagelsmann might be one of Germany's sort of biggest weapons in this tournament. Goal kick by Gunn. It's Sane. Travels, takes a shot over the bar. I tell you what, I think Sane, he's just surely going to be bench player in this tournament, because you see him look dangerous here, and he's got obviously pace, he's direct. But I really liked the look of Germany more when they had Musiala, Florian Wirtz and Kai Havertz on the pitch. I mean, they look so much more dangerous, neat and tidy, difficult to pick up. I suppose it's not bad to have, Leroy Sané as an impact player. And goal kick, Gunn hoofs it up the pitch. One of the rare times it actually goes to a Scottish player. And it's a free kick to Scotland. And those Scottish fans that are making so much noise, they look pretty shell-shocked. I think they were expecting a loss, but I don't think they were expecting this. They weren't expecting, just completely outclassed. Because I think this is the other part of it, isn't it? Because again, look, obviously I'm not Scottish, so I can't. I don't know how. Oh, see, how does it go in? How did that go in? It's 4-1. Is that an own goal? What happened? It felt like it got touched and then it just flew in. But they've scored. Scotland have scored. Well, I mentioned that they didn't have anything to cheer about. Now they do. I want to see that one again. It kind of came out of nothing. And by the way, look, it's not McTominay taking it. What happens? I don't know what happens. They come off the back of Rudiger's head. So it's flicked on. Headed. Yeah, Rudiger. That's why I was confused by it. It's headed by McKenna. And Rudiger, head. I don't know how he gets that much pace on it, by the way, Rudiger, by heading it backwards. Oh, but it could be offside. Oh, goodness. VAR. But you notice who took that free kick? It wasn't Scott McTominay. Actually, I think was it Robertson took that free kick, because he's actually a good person to have on set pieces. 4-1. Goal counts. But if you're a Scottish fan, that must be so frustrating. Look, I know you've got a bit of luck there. Rudiger's headed it into the back of his net. But you'd be looking at it going, right, how many times throughout this game we'd be going, have Robertson on free kicks, have him on set pieces. They've had McTominay. And then you have Robertson, you actually get a decent ball in the box, goal. But it's 4-1. Keely says, I mean, this is actually a good point. They've scored, but they didn't actually had a shot on target or had a shot in general, Scotland. It's pretty remarkable. It's 4-1, and they've still managed to have 0 shots in the game. Which is pretty crazy. I mean, that, to be honest, that goal really flatters Scotland. Because, let's be honest, they really don't deserve it at all. Is Leroy Sané. Rudiger. Germany again. Ball on the edge of the box. Reverse pass. Ball in. Flick on. Oof. Yeah, Fulkrug. He's actually looked quite dangerous since he's come on. Scored that great goal, obviously. Scotland fans are singing, "You're not singing anymore." Yeah, that own goal is crazy. I wonder what the XG on that one is. Probably 0. That's when you know it is bad, though, is that you got to proper celebrate in the mud. Fair play to him. As show says, Scotland draw in the second half 1-1. That's what they'll look at. And they will be annoyed about that, Germany, no doubt. It is crazy, though. It's Germany have had 19 shots, 9 on target, 72% possession. Scotland have had 27%. They've registered as a shot now, and they've got a goal. If you haven't already, click the like button, by the way, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. There is going to be more of these coming along, these match views, these Euros match views. I'll be live tomorrow for Spain versus Croatia. We'll have a video in the morning as well. Flex talking about some transfers too. And I'll be live obviously Sunday for England, and I think there's another one I want to do on Sunday too. So there's going to be lots of content here on United View, and I appreciate you all joining. I know there's like a million Euro watch along streams at the moment, so I appreciate everyone tuning in. Is Kimmich. As we play out the last few minutes of stoppage time here. I mean, Manuel Neuer must be livid thinking about how... He must be like, wait a minute, how did I... there was a shot on target and I still conceded. He'd be like, it's impossible. I do kind of feel for him. And now Germany's keeping the ball. Just keeping the ball. Oh, this could be... I tell you what, if they score, this would be an unbelievable goal. Takes a shot! This keeper is rubbish. 5-1. Emre Can scores. I'm telling you, this goalkeeper, I'm not having him. I said this earlier on in the game. I mean, he gets his hand to stuff. It goes in every single time. Similar to the first goal. My word. 5-1. And that has quietened the Scottish fans again very quickly. This goalkeeper is poor. So poor. My word. Look at this. Just nicking it around. Edge of the box on the D. Does he get a hand to it again? He does as well. Little deflection. But he gets his hand to it again. This would be the better angle of it. does get his hand to it. Oh. And there you go. That is full time. Full time. 5-1. Germany with the biggest, I think they're saying it's the biggest win in a Euros opening match ever. Talk about a way to make a statement. A complete disaster for Scotland. 10 men, people getting sent off, penalties and what have you. But wow, very impressive performance by Germany. It's going to be very interesting to see how teams react to that. No doubt about it. A reminder, guys, as I said, I am going to be live tomorrow. Let me just double check which matches are on tomorrow so I can confirm with you all which ones I'm going to be live for. I'm going to be live for Spain-Croatia, which is a 5 o'clock kickoff. Then I'm going to be actually live on my channel doing Clash at the Castle. Sunday, I'm going to be live for Poland versus the Netherlands at 2 o'clock. And then I'm also going to be live for Serbia versus England. That's at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, there's also going to be a transfer show with Flex talking about the latest transfer stuff. There's quite a lot going on with Manchester United and bids being rejected and put in and what have you. So be sure to join us then. A reminder, if you haven't also watched The Trinity, new episode came out today of Flex, myself, and 1KG, that comedian. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do that. And yes, I'll be back tomorrow. You know what I'm going to do for those that haven't seen it? I'm going to play the UV Euro intros into the end card because big up Just Josh Media because, as you know, whenever we do these international tournaments, we always add a little bit of a different kind of flavour. So that's what we're going to do. I'm out of it. Have a good one. Peace. Beer.